Hey, this is Jeremy with the Acoustic Shop back at the Anaheim Center for the NAMM 2018. And I'm here at the LR Bags booth. We're talking about some of the new pedals they're coming out with, just releasing them at the NAMM Show this year. So I'll let Christian kind of introduce us to these new pedals.
Sure. So we designed the Align series to be kind of a modular system so that performers can kind of pick and choose what they want to use. It all really started with the Session pedal and the Session DI, which we released a few years ago. We came about the Session DI because we're doing video recordings and we'd send off the recordings to an engineer, and when we get them back they would just sound alive, real full, and just really polished off. So we wanted to bring some studio tools to a live musician. What we found the engineers were using was a saturation and multi-band compression. So we decided to put that in the DI box. But we like the electronics so much that whenever we're designing anything new, we're always using the Session DI. We had a lot of end users calling who maybe already had a pair DI or a venue DI. We felt a little bit weird about bringing in a Session DI to match with it. They felt like it was a bit redundant. So we had the idea to really just kind of break this off and make it its own, more of an effect pedal. While we're at it, we thought we could really offer some good secondary effects to the market as well. So we came up with the Align series.
So this really is for someone that already has some pedals they love.
Correct,
and may not have needed all the features in one pedal. They've already purchased a whole pedal board full, and now they can kind of get those individual features without having to not use all the features of one unit.
Yeah, or have 3 pair of DIs on a stage. For instance, we have 3 guitars on the stage over here. We have a lot of musicians who maybe play mandolin and guitar or banjo and guitar. They can get 2 equalizers, bypass one, use the other one. They don't have to fiddle with EQ in between songs or have a bunch of DIs running out. So that was kind of the whole idea behind this, was that they can pick and choose what they need to use to complete their board. So Session DI, real quick, I'll just kind of give a brief overview, I guess. Session DI, the saturation, brings in a lot of harmonic content and warmth into the lower frequencies. It's actually a really controlled form of distortion. So if you push it too hard, you'll start to break up a little bit. But when you bring in just enough, it just really brings a lot of texture. It kind of brings a lot of life to the signal. Multi-band compression really smooths out the dynamics of the pickups. If you use a normal compressor on acoustic guitar, it can squash the whole dynamic range. So the multi-band just really steps on the frequencies that are problem frequencies. So a really useful tool, but we consider this more of a polishing effect, where something with some EQ, something like this, or the venue DI is more of a helper to the sound if you have problem frequencies. So Session DI, we have a reverb, which we've been working on for a long time. We did over a year of research just into reverbs before we even started designing our own, fully customized specifically for acoustic instruments. So a lot of people will use electric guitar reverbs for acoustics, but they're not really suited for the instrument. They have a different mid-range, and a lot of times there's maybe a couple settings that will work really well, but the whole reverb doesn't really work across the spectrum. So this is designed to sound good at any point that you kind of set on here. It goes all the way from kind of a dark, muted tone to a more bright and airy type tone. Decay, wet, dry mix. We did sidechain reverb, so your acoustic signal stays intact, stays really pure, and then you just mix in how much reverb you want on top of that.
It's nice.
6-band EQ is pretty self-explanatory. We spent a long time picking the specific EQ points to make it really useful for the acoustic guitar, but it really works well with all the instruments we tried: mandolin, banjo, and violin in particular. And then active DI is pretty straightforward as well. The idea there is sending a nice clean signal to the soundboard. If you already have some effects you like, you just maybe a sound guy does the EQ for you. You can send a nice strong signal, pure, to the board.
And the great way that these fit in with our shop specifically is we're almost exclusively an acoustic shop. So these are all designed primarily for acoustic instruments first, rather than, like you said, a lot of times the larger market kind of decides what people are designing for. So they'll design for electric instruments, and then acoustic guys kind of get to try to tweak it to their own needs. But these are designed for acoustic instruments, which is why we're really loving the tone, and we're looking forward to trying each of these out and seeing how they work piecemeal rather than all in one
exactly.
unit. So, and they look really cool. They look they have this wood grain to them. We were curious whether it was actual wood, and some of you may wonder that it's not actual wood, but it's going to hold up probably better than wood.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very strong. It's aluminum. We did a video a long time with the Venue DI where we ran this over with Lloyd's SUV. We did the same thing with these. The knobs hold up, very strong knobs, so we ran them over. It's all aluminum.
They will not be under warranty if you run over them with your SUV, but it can happen.
We'll probably still cover them.
Okay.
Because we're pretty nice about that stuff. But
that's risky, putting that on YouTube.
There you go. But yeah, so we're real excited. We're really happy with the finish, and then like you were saying, they have a pretty cool look to them, so we're excited.
We're looking forward to getting those in the shop. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be doing more reviews on these specifically, and we'll update you on what we find on those, and we'll see you next time.